everyone. So I want to change things up and not have just makeup tutorials, but I had this idea because in the past I have done makeup based off of comic books. Like I have makeup based off of Marvel and I have makeup based off of DC comics. But I can't lie, I love when it comes to movies more so the MCU. So being that I have like this obsession with Marvel, especially because of the MCU, I thought, why not have a thing where I do my makeup and I talk about something from Marvel, like whatever's coming to my mind, because there's a lot going on in the MCU. So we all got guesses, we all trying to figure out things, you know what I'm saying? So I want to do something called Marvel and makeup while I'm just doing my makeup based off of a character or superhero, whatever it's based on. I can discuss my thoughts on and my predictions when it comes to Marvel, to like whatever Marvel's movies are currently happening and what's going on and whatever is related to certain comic books that I'm aware of. Yes, I am a makeup girl, but I'm also very nerdy and geeky deep down. I've always been like that. This is nothing new because I'm very into like comic books and DC, Marvel, anime, and all that stuff. But the MCU does something to me and I can't help it. Well, being I am obsessed with Marvel, and this will be my discussion about the makeup. Let me show y'all what I have on amazingly. I found these Marvel makeup brushes. Let me show y'all. Makeup brushes. I'm going to show you each one. Oh my god, I love this. And they're actually very soft. And I'm going to use them because why would I talk about Marvel and not use the makeup brushes? Hello. So this one is an Avengers brush with the Affinity Stones. And I believe that's Doctor Strange's cape on the A. But look how beautiful this is. I feel like this would be good for like, for blush, something like that. Because it's like very soft and very fluffy. I love it. But it's just so cute. I just love these. So this is our favorite. This is my favorite, our favorite. The one that this video is going to be based on. Spider-Man. Look at the Avengers logo. Look at this Spider-Man symbol. And this is fluffy and a little dense in a good way, where it's good enough to do the crease, when you're doing the shadow from into your crease or whatever. So it's like perfect for that. But look at how cool this is. And the next one we have RIP is an Iron Man. Look, it has the diamond in the middle of the hand. And it has the gold going down. And this is a flat brush, so this is good for a couple things. I feel like these are it's fluffy. It's like soft, not fluffy. It's soft, but stiff in a good way. These are like good for concealer, like if you're not using it here, like if you're cutting the crease, or to even pack on shadow. So if you're not swiping it and you need something to pack it on, like this is perfect for that. But look at how lit. And we have let's see, we have Thor's hammer, and we have lightning going down. And this one is an angled brush, soft, again very soft, and stern in a good way. So this is like, it's so good. And the thing I love about these is that they're heavy, so when you hold them, they're gonna feel good. And this is a very soft fan brush. So soft, and it's Thanos with all the Affinity Stones. But look how cute, so weird, so cute. I love it. I love these brushes. So No Way Home. Let's talk, guys, because I have been going crazy about my thoughts on everything, where it's like I have a habit of like dissecting and like driving myself insane and like constantly like trying to think things through and be like, oh my god. So let's talk. So first of all, the way it ends, so messed up. This is messed up, but the greatest movie out of all superhero movies. I don't think Marvel can top this with any other movie. I don't know how they can. I don't know if they can. I just don't know how. Because first of all, let's start off with the fact that we got OG villains, all three Spider-Mans. And it was just like a mixture of like, holy shit, and nostalgic feelings. It was just like a mess of great things. This one was also more brutal. Like, I felt like it was more serious than other Spider-Man movies. Like, I felt like this one was darker and more of like Spider-Man's bigger eye-opening. Like, we all thought like, you know, things got bad when he lost Tony Stark, you know, having that father figure there. Nope, forget that. Boy lost Aunt May. Aunt May. And we thought, you know, he already just didn't have an Uncle Ben. No, they made his tragedy Aunt May. Like, who does it? And it was like the way it happened was so brutal. Even the part where he was getting his face slammed on the floor, brutal. Like, it was, I'm not lying, this one was like more extreme compared to any other Spider-Man I felt, besides, you know, Gwen Stacy dying in the Amazing Spider-Man, because everyone knows that that's like, oh my god. But this one, honestly, I don't feel like nothing can compare to between Aunt May's death and like how it ended with, it's like, oh my god, it's his MJ and Ned gonna remember him. Like, it's gonna be like a whole mess. For starters, Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, mwah, beautiful, 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 amazing, amazing, amazing. Seeing their suits, you know, my crushes came back for everybody, and it's still with Tom Holland, but you know, just came back for everybody because you can't not look good in the spider suit. Something about the behind the man. I just want to say though, from the villain side, when it comes to watching the movie, Green Goblin, Dr. Ock were really, like, they were both really just amazing. But Dr. Ock, like, changing and getting that second chance, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. But let's talk about the obvious. Okay, so what I was pointing out to people that was driving me crazy is they kind of questioned the ending when I can't say the word symbiote, you know, the piece of venom. I can never say the word correctly. So when it was left behind, what no one recognized, well, I'm sure people, if they knew the comics, they recognize it, but some people actually even forgot, is in the comics, Venom is actually Flash Thompson. You know, the one that fakes that he's Spider-Man's friend just for clout. So he is actually Venom. So the ending actually made perfect sense, and here's why. So Venom, the one that we got the movie, you know, based off of, he's actually not from Tom Holland's universe. He's actually from Andrew Garfield. Oh, which would be a reason why they actually are talking about bringing him back, you know, if it actually happens, because we don't know, you know. Where people were saying that it's in discuss to bring him back with a new Amazing Spider-Man, because he had Gwen Stacy, but he has an MJ in his world too, and you know, of course, he has other villains and other things he has to do, you know, outside of love and whatever. So, and plus being that everyone was like going crazy over him being in the movie, you know, even though they were crazy with Tobey Maguire, you know, something about Andrew Garfield gets everyone going crazy as well. It was like, it would be smart if they did bring him back. So it makes sense at the end when he disappeared, because when he disappeared, it was clearly because he wasn't part of that multiverse. He was part of Andrew Garfield's multiverse. So, which makes sense of why he ended up disappearing and why he wasn't affected by the blip. That part left behind, maybe, I don't know if he'll transfer from Peter, you know, because he eventually gets caught up in it, you know, when he gets the black spider suit. But somehow I'm sure it will reach Flash Thompson, and he'll probably be the Venom of his universe, whatever, in his world. You get what I'm saying? They did took out a whole part that they were going to put in. They were actually originally going to add Venom to the fight, but I think it was smart that they didn't, being reason because Flash Thompson is not Venom yet, if they're going by, you know, that if they're going by that story. So it's smart that they actually didn't that they decided to pull it out and not include Venom. It makes sense being that that's Andrew Garfield's Venom, and he hasn't even met him yet. So I think pulling it out was actually very smart. I don't know if y'all watched the on the Disney Plus the What If episodes. I feel like you should watch them because there's some things, because I watched it before the movie, it kind of gave things away in a way. And I felt like you'll probably have more assumptions or guess if you watch the What If episodes on Disney. But of course I'm using other brushes as well if you seem confused. You know, they're just not as cool to show, so. But I don't think the Doctor Strange that was in most of the movie was the same Doctor Strange from their multiverse, from their universe. And reasons being because if you watch Doctor Strange, what if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? Hold on. I'm taking a cream. In it there, he was when it comes to that Doctor Strange from the What If episodes, there's a point where he's talking about fate. Like basically like there's some things you can't change. But he's so broken for losing the love of his life. There's a part where he said to Peter, he goes, "It's fate." And the way he said it with such anger, the way he said it with anger kind of reminded me of completely reminded me of the Doctor Strange from the What If episodes. So I think it was kind of showing us in the What If episodes a different Doctor Strange that we're possibly going to see in the movie. And another reason for this is because why would Doctor Strange easily do a spell for Peter? He's not like that. He thinks things through better, and he's not the type to sit there and be like, okay, come, let's do this. I feel like he's normally more strict than that. And I felt like there was a purpose behind it, like something he was trying to do. Maybe still trying to find ways to fix his world for losing her. But I feel like the Doctor Strange was making decisions that he just wouldn't normally make. And it felt weird to me, especially with the way that he was acting. So moving forward, hold on. During the fight where he appeared, when all Spider-Mans were fighting and he came through the portal, I think that there was two Doctor Stranges there, and this is just my theory, you know, my assumption. Reason being because one, when Doctor Strange came through and they said what happened, the first time he looked confused. The second time he appeared, he was yelling that he was hanging over the Grand Canyon for 12 hours or something like that. He explains that after he already reappeared. After, like, the way that he entered the first time was like, oh shit, what's this mess that happened? And then the way that he came the second time was more like, I'm annoyed with you. So both entrances through the portal when he came in during the fight seemed different. It seemed like the first one wasn't aware of what was going on. He was like, damn, let me clean this up and help them. And the second one was more like too worried that he wasn't just there for the day. So when that happened, I was like, I've been feeling like the whole time it was the other Doctor Strange, the one that lost all of his life and was messing with time. And then I felt like the one that came and fixed everything was the real one because, you know, he basically wanted to tell Peter, you know, when he said for those that love you, and he just looked at him, it was like he's not good with expressing emotion and he didn't want to say it, that he loves Peter, you know. And, you know, it looked like he didn't want to erase the memory of him, but, you know, he did it because he felt like, you know, it was what was best and, you know, agreed with what he wanted. But it just, that more seemed like something he'll do, you know, to fix it up, as opposed to, you know, beforehand when he was so lenient to do the spell in the first place. Oh, by the way, when it comes to white liquid liners, my favorite one, ColourPop, best one I've ever owned. So I don't know what was y'all favorite part, but mine was, okay. So there's a scene where Spider-Man, Tom Holland, you know, is fighting Green Goblin. And this is when the fight's getting brutal, right? Like before Aunt May died. It was the part for me that did it, that I tell people I can't get out of my head, is when he was punching Green Goblin in the face over and over again, and he just looked at him and smiled. What? The goosebumps I got, the chills. He was like, he's the Joker. I was like, he's like Marvel's Joker. But then there was like this whole discussion on a page, and it was like, who do you think is worse? It was like the Joker or Green Goblin. Y'all might hate me for this, but the reality is, after, it's not even just after watching the movie, but understanding Green Goblin for his situation. You know, the thing is with Green Goblin is he has no control over the formula, you know, taking over. Like when it acts out, it basically is like a whole nother personality coming through that he can't remember when it happens, and he has no control over it at all. Like he loses himself completely. Like you understand what I'm saying? Like it's like he's really not there in the head. Like he's lost, and he really can't can't understand what is going on, because he has no understanding that when he's, you know, back to just being professor, everything that, you know, he previously has done, which is kind of sad, because when he got out of the Green Goblin mode, like you can tell he was lost, and it was like very sad. It's like you felt for him, but then every time the formula took over, you know, his body and he acted out, it was like a moment where you just stopped caring for him for a moment. You were like, oh nah, screw him. But he honestly like gave you mixed feelings of feeling sorry and feeling bad for something he doesn't have control over, and compared to like him turning, you know, into Green Goblin without any help. And the thing about Green Goblin, this is why I think he's worse than Joker, is because to me Joker tries to show Batman the reality of the, you know, the dark side of reality, and always tries to prove to him you can't save everyone. Where Green Goblin has no motive for anything. He don't care. He just wants to cause chaos. Like he's literally just chaos rolling around. So I feel like, and the thing with Joker when it comes to DC is Joker has killed people and he has done brutal things, but his motives aren't like Green Goblin. It's always towards somebody, normally towards Batman. It's always towards to hurt somebody, where this one, he don't even care if he hurts you. He just wants to cause all this craziness in the world. But the thing when it comes to Joker is his attachment to Harley Quinn was because he wasn't, not that he never killed anyone, because we all know he did, you know, we all know, you know, he did his stuff, but Harley Quinn was his dirty work. He, remember in Suicide Squad where I forgot her name, the lady was saying how when she went through the profiles she's crazier than him. I understood exactly what she was saying, because the thing about Joker is he'll say it, he won't do it right away, or he won't do it himself. He'll do it, he'll be the brains behind it, but he always has somebody working for him. The thing about Harley Quinn was to just prove her love. She was always so quick to go and, how can I say it, to go and get her hands dirty for him. You know, it was a part of how she was with him. And so like as long as he had her around, his hands weren't as dirty as she was. He was more of the brains, which is what would make him the part of the trouble, but she was more of the physical action. So when it comes to Green Goblin, he don't have you know, a Harley Quinn. He don't have that attachment. He don't have somebody to go and do the dirty work for him. No, he would just do the dirty work without a motive. And I think that's what makes him a little darker. And I feel like how he went about things in No Way Home was dark. How he swiped Aunt May, that was messed up. Yo, my reaction, I cried like a bitch. I was like, it feels like Tony Stark all over again. But I cried like a little bitch because that was brutal. Killed it was brutal. And then it was just the fact that when Peter almost lost it, you know, by hitting him and basically trying to, you know, he basically wanted to kill him when they were fighting, you know, Tom Holland and him, when they were fighting. He wanted to kill him, and which is understanding why, you know, we all know why. But Peter Parker was in so much pain, and I felt like they just did it so perfect in the movie, so perfect, because the way that all just went about, that was just, this was crazy. And it kind of hurt me, and I felt bad that he like dropped out. But I was like, I thought Happy honestly remembered him at the end when they were at the gravesite. I thought Happy remembered him. Like, I was like, he knew Spider-Man, he said. So how did he not know that was Spider-Man? I was like, did he act like he didn't know so he can learn to be on his own, or was it just that, you know, he actually didn't know that was him? I was like, I don't know. But so in my head, I was like, so will Ned eventually work with Doctor Strange? And when I looked up something, I did read that there is a comic where he steals Mr. Strange. Mr. Strange is working with somebody, magic book. So I'm hoping, because since they do, I read somewhere that they want to keep him pure, that they're probably gonna keep him pure. I am really, really hoping that they end up finding a way to not only get their memory back, but I want to see Ned work with Doctor Strange. Like, I would love to see that. And plus, it'll give, like, Ned a little, you know, his own shining little moment. Because, you know, when it comes to MJ and Ned, they both really help him so much. So I would love, you know, for him to have, like, an even bigger part when it comes to everything. So let me go. Okay. So also moving forward, you know, in the, you know, when it comes to MJ, normally she came in when it came to college. So I'm sure she's gonna eventually remember him during the college times. But I want to know which Spider-Man, because in one of the games, it shows he had a relationship, and I'm sure there's probably a comic on it, but I haven't read about that. He had a relationship between a breakup with him and MJ with Black Cat. So I wonder if they have her, will it be in his universe? Is that another potential situation happened before getting back with MJ? Let me see. Oh, and then there's a part in going back to like Doctor Strange that there's a picture that's been circulating, and the picture is a girl with a star jacket. The young girl with the star jacket, people think she's Miss Marvel. She's not Miss Marvel. That's American Chavez. She's a Puerto Rican superhero from the Bronx. And she does eventually work with Spider-Man. I was like, I kept seeing her comics, and there was like a comic store, and I would see it, and I was like, what is that? And then I knew from that there was another one called La Poriqueña, and that one was she would sometimes go into DC. She wasn't DC or Marvel, but she would go into DC. So in my head, I'm like, okay, she's DC. So I was like, so who's this one? So I kept thinking, I was like, oh my gosh, this is another version or something. And then I decided to do my homework because it's been on my mind since like the summer, and I realized that's the girl in Doctor Strange, and that's who they're bringing in eventually. I don't know how long it'll take for them to bring her in, but she's actually going to be one of the people coming, because I believe she's with the Young Avengers down the line. So no, it's not Miss Marvel. That's America Chavez. But we'll make a whole nother video based on her. So yeah, back to Doctor Strange for a second. I just want to know, am I the only one who feels like that is not the Doctor Strange of their universe? Because I really don't think it is. I'm telling you, I really don't think it is. Now I can put on my mascara. I've been using this one for so long. This is my Kat Von D. I'm just gonna put the blue highlighter here. So I'm gonna use my navy blue liner for this. I'm gonna do an ombre blue and red lip. Makes sense of why they would think maybe to bring him back if he does with another Amazing Spider-Man movie, because not only is it that Venom is from his universe, but they're making a movie on Morbius, and Morbius is his enemy from that universe. So being he's an enemy from that universe, I'm hoping, honestly, I would love if we have two different universes of Spider-Man movies going on. If we had Andrew Garfield come back to fight that Venom and Morbius, and have Tom Holland continuing his story. I would love that, but it would make sense being that Morbius is actually coming. Andrew Garfield did say he'll be up for more if it feels right. Like if it feels like, it's fun and good. Like if he enjoys it. So I'm really hoping that we have that, because eventually we're gonna have also Miles Morales. So what's better than having multiple Spider-Mans? Hello. The Spider-Verse movie's coming out. I want to make something clear. I want to know, when are they gonna bring in Spider-Woman? And when I mean Spider-Woman, the original OG Spider-Man woman, not Spider-Woman as in Spider-Gwen, because where I felt like they messed up in Spider-Verse was calling her that, because the original Spider-Woman, not calling her Spider-Woman. So the original Spider-Woman is actually Jessica Drew, which I'm waiting for as well, because Jessica Drew is actually part of the Avengers at one point. So I wonder if they ever have the plans to bring her in, like the OG Spider-Woman. Because I felt like when they did that in the Spider-Verse, I get the different universes, but back then it was just Spider-Gwen. So I feel like they kind of like messed that up when they did that whole when she was like introduced herself as Spider-Woman, because I felt like, oh, but that's not Spider-Woman I know. So I'm like really waiting for that as well, if they will ever bring in Jessica Drew into anytime soon into this universe, because that's actually my favorite superhero besides Spider-Man. I have Spidey issues. Taking the blue highlighter and join the Avengers, because I wonder if continuing on they're gonna eventually go into, I know eventually they're gonna make the Young Avengers, because that would make sense, being that they have America Chavez there hidden. Really too hidden, just more of like a little sneak in. And then also they have Hawkeye and Kate Bishop in the comics, so they start off as best friends. So I think that's eventually coming to light, what we do in no corner. So yeah, you should tell me what you think. This is my finished Spidey look. Really, it's just more based on the fact that I want to talk about these things while doing the makeup just for fun. So if you like me discussing these and we want to talk more about comics, Marvel, Spider-Man, let me know. But yeah, that's enough for my Marvel and makeup today. And let's see what happens, you know, with the future, especially now that we got Doctor Strange new movie coming out, and who knows what will happen then. And I would hope that's when they bring in America Chavez, because that will make sense to bring in Miss America, being that they already showed her a little. So let's see how they go about this. But I wonder if the multiverse madness situation is going to show that there was two Doctor Stranges during the fight, because I swear to God there must have been two Doctor Stranges. Like, please tell me if you think there was two Doctor Stranges, because I really think there was two Doctor Stranges there. So yeah, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you want to discuss any other comics. Do you want me to discuss, you know, Miss America's story or any other comics? Just let me know. Thank you for my new session, Marvel and Makeup. I hope you like this look, and I'll see you soon. Bye.